Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is some additional use of the kvCore websites and CRM that were provided by Realty World. And I get a lot of questions. Is this CRM specific to Realty World? It is not. This is a platform that a lot of brokerages nationwide are using. Probably the biggest user of kvCore is eXp Realty, and all the users of kvCore, and there's a ton nationwide. There's Century 21 offices using it as well, and it's all the same. It's the exact same CRM that everyone has. The kvCore CRM is a very powerful CRM. It does a lot, but it takes a little time to learn how to use it, and they've got some good training. So I just want to delve into just one aspect of it, and it's called Playbooks. And if you look at your dashboard, it's probably going to be right here in the center. It says Playbooks. But also, if you go over here to the second tab down, that also is Playbooks. And if you click on that, it actually takes you to the Playbooks page. And so this is the Playbook page. And a couple of things about this page. First of all, it shows you the three playbooks that are currently available. And playbooks are relatively new with kvCore. And one of the ideas behind the playbooks is to provide a simplified method for new users to learn how to use kvCore to the maximum advantage. So if you want information about playbooks, you can just come up here. There's a little tab right here. It says, what are playbooks and why should I use them? Well, if you click on that, it will pull up an overview of playbooks, and we'll go into each one. And then, like, if you want to learn more about promoting a listing, you can click on that particular tab, and it's going to take you to listings, and you can look at each individual play in promoting a listing, and you can learn exactly what that play is and how it works. So there's a good support here for how to do that. So when you're doing your playbooks, you can gather some information right there. And in fact, I would recommend before you use the playbook that you read through this section here because it will help you in using the playbook. Probably the one that you're going to use most often is to promote a listing, because that's one of the things that we want to do is get our listing sold. Again, this year, it may not be a big deal to promote listings unless you have something that's hard to sell. If it's easy to sell, it's probably going to sell within days of listing it. But if you have one that's lingering on the market, or you're trying to get a listing and you're competing with others, you might want to add this to your marketing plan in your listing presentation. So at any rate, promoting a listing, if you open the playbook, you just click the open playbook button, and you have a number of options. First of all, you can promote your listings. Or you could promote the company listings. Now, before you promote a company listing, and these are the company listings here, you might want to check with the listing agent to make sure they're okay with you promoting their listing. However, any listings that I put in here, I think it would be great if all of you promoted my listing. And the main reason is that the more people are promoting the listing, the more activity that it's going to garner. So if you're having trouble selling a listing, you might consider getting some of the other agents to promote your listing for you. And it's real easy for them to do because they can just hit the start promoting button, and it's gonna pull that listing up and enable you to promote that listing. Now, essentially, what a playbook is that it is a list of plays or activities or automated processes that you can use to generate the promotion for your listing. So if I go to this one, Idle Win Court, I used the what do you call it, the what's this little thing over the side here? Let me get you the. I use the core listing machine on that to generate a virtual tour and all those things. I didn't really use the playbook, but the playbook was available. And so had I used that playbook, there would have been a number of steps that I could have used. And so I'm going to pull this listing up just as an example to show you what I could have done with this had I paid more attention. Okay, so the steps in your playbook for promoting a listing is, first of all, a notify agent. So what this will do is automatically generate an email to all of us when you get a new listing. So if you use the notify agents playbook, it will automatically send out an email to all the agents in our company. And if you don't want it to go to one of the agents, you can uncheck them, but generally you're going to want to let everyone know that you have a new listing. So that's the first play that you can do. The second thing is you can contact matching buyers. And so what it will do is it will look through your database, your CRM database, and determine if you have any clients that meet this property that you just listed. And if you do, and this includes, buyers that are maybe just prospects at this stage, but then you can send this listing information to those buyers by using an automated process within kvCore. So that only works if you're using kvCore as your CRM and you actually have a database of people in there that it can search and try to find matching buyers for you. Then the next thing that you can do is you can generate a custom text code. Now, what a custom text code does for you is it's something that you can put on your real estate sign that basically says text for more information about this property. When people do that, off the sign, it will capture them as a lead, their phone number, and will notify you that somebody has requested additional information on that property. Now, it will automatically supply them immediately with the information that they've requested. So doesn't require you to do that, but it does give you notification. So there's a way for you to immediately follow up. This custom text code can also be used in a Craigslist ad. So it prepares a Craigslist ad for you and enables you to automatically post your listings on Craigslist. Now, regardless of what you feel about Craigslist, I'm not a Craigslist fan at all. However, Craigslist can be useful for generating activity on a listing, and it can be useful for generating buyer leads. And so I would encourage you, if you have a listing, to utilize that Craigslist poster capability to promote your listing. And again, this is one of those things then when your seller approaches you and says, hey, my listing's been on the market for 30 days, it still hasn't sold. What are you doing to sell my listing? And so you can go through some of these things that you're doing. There's also Property Boost, and this is where kvCore can prepare an ad for you and post it on Facebook. Now, there is a cost for that, so you would have to determine how much you want to pay to promote your ad, but you could, your listing, but you could promote it on Facebook using the Property Boost function. Of course, digital promotion is all of your Facebook activity surrounding your active listing. So once you prepare an active listing, it will, using the core listing machine, it will automatically start generating posts for you, social media posts, and posting them automatically through your social media, or it will be asking you, okay, we've prepared a post, do you want to post it? And so that's a great way to promote your property. And you can see that that happened. It happened automatically when I used the core listing machine. So it's not necessarily something that I have to do. It's just something that is done for me. And the more things, obviously, that you can have done for you, the more time you have to spend doing other things. Also, there is a seller report email, and that summarizes some of these activities that you're doing for them. And so you can initiate a seller report for your listing, and then it will automatically, I think you get to choose what the interval is, but it will automatically send that listing report, let's say every 7 days, to let your seller know that you're actively promoting their listing. And then the last thing you can do is you can activate smart campaigns. And smart campaigns are email campaigns that are sent out based on certain criteria. And so this enables you to utilize smart campaigns to automate the marketing of your listing and also some of your lead generation from that. The smart campaigns are primarily oriented toward generating leads. So one of the things as a real estate agent, when you have listings, you can generate buyer leads from those listings. And that's why we all like to have listings, is to generate buyer leads. And so utilizing smart campaigns can help you multiply your effort on the on promoting your listings. So there's your information there. You also have what we call quick sheet. And so for any active listing, it's going to show you it prepares a squeeze page for you. It prepares a landing page for you. It prepares a property link for you and a virtual tour. And so these links are useful for promoting your listing or giving to your seller to promote your listing. And again, you just copy those links. Now, because this is a listing that's already sold, none of these links work anymore, but they will work for an active listing. And so it will also show over here communications that you've sent if you did either of these, notifying agents or contacting matching buyers. So this particular listing, I didn't use any place, but I should have had I known how to use Playbooks. And I guarantee you, any new listings that I get, I'm going to use these plays right away. Even though maybe my listing will sell right away, I'm still going to use these plays because number one, in case it doesn't sell right away, then I've already started marketing for that property right away. And number two, it may serve to generate leads. And by the way, any leads that I personally generate that are leads, I send those out to you. I do not take any leads myself. I am not in the rotation for leads on our website. So when we get a lead that comes into the Realty World Indy website, that's automatically distributed to one of you on a round robin basis. So whoever's next in line will get that lead automatically. And like I say, if I get any personally, either on my personal website or as a result of promoting my listing, I send those to you. And again, on a round robin basis, or if I have a lead that's in a particular part of town that I think one of you has expertise in, I may send it to you based on that. So if I get a lead down in Greenwood, I'm likely to send it to our Greenwood team members so that it's closer to them and they have more expertise in that particular marketplace. So any question? What are your questions about the playbooks?
When you were saying the options that there was the red X on the left of the, do you have to click those so they will turn into green, into the green arrow?
Yeah, if you go through your playbook, it will automatically check those green. You don't have to go in and check them. That's just showing you your progress. And you can see I had no progress because I didn't use the playbook.
And when you promote your listing, where does it promote it to? Does it send it to through my board to the emails? Where does it promote? Where does it promote it to?
Well, there's a lot of ways you can promote your listing. So, for instance, one of the things that I always did, and I still do to a certain extent when I get a new listing, but particularly when I was trying to generate business for myself, personal business. One of the things I would do is I would let all the people that I do business with know that I had a new listing. So I would let my mortgage guy know. I'd let my title rep know. I'd let my inspector know. Contractors that I tend to use, I would let them all know that I have a new listing. And so they would be in my database in a group that I could group email them this new listing. kvCore is set up exactly that way. They just use things called hashtags. Hashtags are groups. And so when you put a hashtag, when you load somebody up in your database and you put a hashtag, then you can then automatically send emails to anyone with that same hashtag. So I might have a hashtag new listing. And so everybody that I want to get new listings from me would have that hashtag associated with their record. And that way I could automatically reach out to that whole group with just one action. So instead of sending, 7, 8, 10 emails to different people that I do business with, I could just send one.
So when I put promote,
we'll send it to everybody.
So when I put promote, I have to create whoever I wanted to promote it to.
Yes, you have to have a database.
Okay.
In order to promote to that database. So your database is what you're promoting to, and you can set your database up different ways. For instance, you could also promote it to agents that you know. So for instance, one of the things I used to do with a new listing, particularly high-end listings, I would send an email to the top 50 agents in the market, letting them know about my new listing.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And a lot of times when I used to do that, a lot of times big agents like Biff Ford or somebody like that, they're Matt McLaughlin, they have buyer's agents that they're working with. And so typically what they would do is forward my email to them, to their buyer's agents. And then their buyer's agents, if they had a client that matched that, they would reach out to me a lot of times, or I would see an appointment scheduled for the listing. So I think it's, again, you could add people to your database that aren't clients, but are other agents, and then you could send emails to them or listing announcements and et cetera. But probably one of your best source for leads is also neighbors. So you could develop a list of neighbors too. So at any rate, there's lots of ways that you can use this to send things out. So that's promote a listing. Any other questions on promote a listing? Okay. You've also got in here, gather your sphere and work your sphere. And so gather your sphere, if I open that playbook, it has 3 steps to it. The first step is to get your contacts into kvCore. And kvCore has a way of helping you with this. So for instance, if you get and if anybody'd like help with this, just reach out to me and I'll be glad to tell you how to work through this. But what you can do is you have a list of prospects. It could be a spreadsheet. It could be a comma separated values file. It could be, if you have another database that you've been using, you could export out of that database. If you can export from MyBore, if you've got a database set up in MyBore. At any rate, you get those contacts into kvCore, and kvCore will do it for you. So if you prepare the data, you can send it to them, and they'll upload it to your kvCore account. So there's also instruction on how to do it yourself if you'd rather do it yourself. Then the second thing is to categorize your sphere into groups. And so this is where you start using those hashtags to identify different groups within your database. And each contact in your database can have more than one hashtag associated to it. So for instance, one prospect may have a hashtag of A-list, person, that they're an active buyer, that they are looking for waterfront property, so you could have a hashtag waterfront property buyer. And then if you got a waterfront property, to promote it to all your waterfront buyers, you just go to that hashtag, send an email to all those people. So this allows you, helps you organize that. So there's steps involved in doing that, and it walks you through that. And then the final thing is it sets up alerts and automation for you so that you're automating things and automating your follow-up. And so again, to open this playbook, you just click up here and it's going to open your playbook. And so it starts out with 2 options here. Let us handle it or do it yourself. And so this is importing your sphere contacts. So before you can work with your sphere, you have to have one. And so this helps you get that. And so you can do either one. You can submit a file and they'll do it for you, or you can get started. There's a little video here that explains each step. So you can just simply click on this. It'll open up the video player and we'll walk you through how to get your contacts in your database, or how to prepare for them to put it in your database, or how to get them in yourself if you prefer to put them in yourself. So that is that database or that play sheet. There's 7 plays in there that you can go through. And then your final one is work your sphere. And so if you open that playbook, it's all about building relationships and staying top of mind with your database. that you have. And so it's going to have things in here that are showing you different hashtags that you have, and how you're going to convert these sphere contacts into clients. And so these are some great tools for you to use to promote your business and promote your listings. So any questions on these other two playlists or playbooks?
No.
Okay. Well, we're out of time, so I'm going to stop my screen share. There we go. We got everybody back. Are there any questions on any other topics before we end the call?
Yes. How do I get county information for? I was trying to look for Anderson yesterday, and I had a hard time. I bought the map at my board which says the counties, but I couldn't, and I don't know where to go and get a county. How do I get a county for
Well,
sure that?
your search function has county. You can choose that. Are you looking for an active listing or
No,
tax
I
information?
was gonna try to check. My client wants me to check if the property they bought is under their name. So I was gonna try to go to Realist, not Realist, what it's called on the new one. But I
It's
can't.
called CRS.
Well, that one here is when I go in
Yeah,
there. If I put the
you go
address,
you go into CRS and then you choose the county that you want to look in. So I think it defaults to Marion County, maybe is the default. And so you have to go in and choose what county. So you would choose, if it's Hamilton County, you'd choose Hamilton County. If it's Madison County, you'd choose Madison County, whatever county the property's in. And then you go in and search for that property. Now, when you're searching for property, less is better. So the address number and the street will generally pull it up. If you try to put in something like Drive or East 42nd Street, it's probably not going to pull it up. So what you want to do is typically put in just the street number and the street name, not any other descriptors, and that should pull it up for you. If you just put the street number in, it will pull up every property that has that street number, regardless of the name of the street. So if there's not a lot in the county with the same number, you could look through that list. You could also search for the owner by the owner's name. Again, less is more. So you might just search by last name.
yeah, I didn't do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna search for the owner. That'll be easier for me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, if you search by the owner, you still have to put the county, no?
You go with the county, yes, that the property's located in. So if you search for a property in Madison County but you're searching in Marion County, you're never going to find it, because
But if I don't know what county, where can how do I know what county it is? So where can I look?
Oh, that's easy. Just Google the city that it's in and say what county is this in, and that's not hard to find out. You can look.
That was a hard thing for me, Mr. Jim.
Pardon?
That was a hard thing for me, Mr. Jim.
Yeah, just Google it. Just Google what county is this city, and it'll tell you. Yeah, yeah. You can also get county maps. There's county maps available online.
I bought one in my board. I have the big county map that I bought in my board, but I couldn't get it. It was in Anderson, and I tried all the counties that said they're in Anderson, and I couldn't find the property. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? I had a hard time, but it's something wrong with me. So I'll figure it out today, and I'll let you know.
Yeah. Anderson is basically in Madison County.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
However, there are some, I think, well, yeah, it's in Madison County. I'm not sure if on the northern edge of Hamilton County, there may be some Anderson addresses. They get mail from the Anderson post office, but they're not in Madison County. I'm
I'll
not,
try to figure it out and I'll let you know in the group if I did.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
Hey Maria, if you go to RPR and you
Yes.
can type in the address, it gives you the owner's name too as well, mailing address and all that stuff, just in case you can't find it on my board. It's easier on RPR.
And RPR and the new one?
Yeah,
No, RPR, you know,
the
the one that Jim uses a lot.
Yeah.
It's you know, like another like Remind has it too.
Okay, okay. I'll do
So
it there. I'll try it.
yeah, if it gives you the name, if that's what you're
Oh,
just looking for.
that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. For the moment, yes. So
Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay. All right. Thanks you all for attending, and I'll send out a recording of this in case you want to review it in the future. Hope you have
Thank
a
you,
good
Jim.
day.
Thank you, Jim.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jim. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.